Hello and welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're here with us. You're listening to Season 2, Episode 9 of Threads of Tomorrow Crafting Textiles.
It's great to be back.
And this deep dive is brought to you by omemy.com. That's spelled O-M-E-M-Y .com.
And make sure you're pronouncing that right. It's omemy.com.
Exactly, omemy.com. Now, before we jump in, just a quick note. We know a lot of you from all over the world use this show to practice your English listening.
Which we think is amazing.
It is. So we're going to make sure we speak clearly and take our time. We want everyone to be able to follow along easily.
Absolutely. No rushing today. It's a relaxing topic.
It really is. I'm so excited about this one. We're talking about something you've probably seen, maybe holding a plant at a coffee shop or hanging on a wall. We're talking about macrame.
Right. But we're not just going to give you a boring dictionary definition.
No, that's not our style. We want to go much, much deeper. The source material for today actually suggested something really interesting.
It did. It suggested we treat macrame like a character. You know, a living thing with a voice and a soul.
I love that. Okay, so let's do it. If macrame could speak to us right now, what would it say?
Well, I imagine this calm, wise voice. It would say something like, "Hello, I'm macrame. I've been hanging around for centuries."
Pun intended.
You've seen me turn simple cords into art, but I am more than just home decor. I am a storyteller of knots.
A storyteller of knots. That really sets the scene. It tells us this isn't just about crafting.
Not at all. It's about the philosophy of relationships. That's our mission today, really. To explore how knots, like relationships, can be so strengthening and beautiful if you do them right.
But if you do them wrong, you just get tangles.
Exactly.
So let's start this story. Where did macrame even come from? I feel like I see it everywhere now, but it has this really long history, doesn't it?
Oh, it's ancient. At its very core, macrame is simply the art of knotting. Think about that. No needles, no hooks, no looms.
Just your hands.
Just your hands, some cords, and your intention. The name itself comes from the Arabic word migramah.
Migramah. And what does that mean?
It means fringe or ornamental braid. It started way back in the 13th century with Arabian weavers. They'd finish weaving these beautiful textiles like towels and shawls.
And they'd have all those loose threads at the end.
Right, and you can't just leave them or the whole thing unravels, so they use knots to finish the edges. It was functional, but they made it beautiful.
So it started as a practical solution. How did it spread all over the world from there?
The sailors. This is my favorite part of the story.
Oh, I can imagine. Long voyages, lots of rope.
Exactly. They had so much time on their hands. They made hammocks to sleep in, belts, all kinds of things. And when their ships docked in ports around the world, they would trade them.
So they were the ones who spread the art form.
They were the original influencers, taking macrame everywhere. Then, if you jump forward a few centuries to the Victorian era, it got a bit of a fancy makeover.
It went from rugged sailors to high society.
It did. It became a symbol of refinement. Ladies created these delicate, almost lace-like patterns for curtains and tablecloths.
Wow, that's quite a shift. But I think most people connect it with a different time, the 1970s.
Ah, the roaring comeback, yes. In the 70s, it was all about that bohemian freedom, disco, bell-bottoms, and macrame plant hangers. It was everywhere.
And then it kind of disappeared again for a while.
It did. But now, in the 2020s, it's back. And I think this time it's different. It feels less like nostalgia and more like a necessity.
A necessity. How so?
Well, we live in this world of digital overload. We're always on our screens. I think people just started craving something real, something tactile and slow.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
When you make a knot, you have to be present. You're physically there.
Every single knot says, I was here, I took time. It's about mindfulness.
And it really is everywhere again. I mean, on the walls, of course.
The wall hangings are the classic. You see these minimalist geometric patterns or these big flowing organic designs.
And the plants. You can't escape the macrame plant hangers.
That's the signature comeback piece for sure, turning a simple pot into a little suspended garden. But it's gone way beyond that. It's in fashion, too.
Right. Bags, belts, jewelry. I even saw a Macrame chair.
Functional art. Hammocks, room dividers, keychains. Even big pieces for celebrations, like wedding backdrops.
It's woven itself into every part of life. And just a quick reminder for everyone listening, this deep dive into the world of macrame is brought to you by omemy.com.
That's omemy.com. You can read the full story over there.
So you said Macrame is a storyteller, and to understand the story, we need to learn the alphabet, the knots.
Yes. And this is where we get to the core philosophy. A knot is a relationship. It's two or more cords coming together.
If the relationship is right, you get strength. if it's wrong.
You get a tangle, a mess.
Okay, so let's unpack this alphabet of knots. What's the first one we should know?
The first and maybe the most fundamental is the square knot. Let's call this one the handshake.
Say handshake. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So how does it work?
Technically, you're crossing two working chords over some filler chords. You go left over right, then right over left. It creates a very flat, balanced knot.
And what's the philosophy there? What does it teach us about relationships?
It's all about equal partnership. Neither chord dominates, both contribute equally. It represents balance, honesty. Like a good handshake, it's firm and fair.
An honest knot. Okay, what's next?
Next is the half hitch, or the double half hitch. This one is the embrace.
Oh, that sounds more intimate.
It is. In this knot, one cord wraps around another one. You use it to create lines and waves in your design. Philosophically, it requires trust and surrender.
Surrender, that's a strong word.
It is. One cord has to be the guide while the other does the wrapping. It shows us that strength sometimes means knowing when to hold on and when to let the other person lead. You have to trust.
That is really deep.
Okay, yeah.
What's knot number 3?
The lark's head knot. This is the attachment. It's usually the very first knot you make. It's how you attach your cords to a dowel or a ring.
The start of the relationship.
Exactly. But the lesson here is attachment without imprisonment. The knot is secure, it holds tight, but you can also slide it and adjust its position.
So a healthy relationship allows for movement and adjustment.
Precisamente. You're attached, but you're not trapped.
That's a big one. Okay, number 4.
The spiral knot. This is the playful twist. It's actually a variation of the square knot. You just repeat the first half over and over again.
Instead of alternating.
Right. And when you do that, the cord naturally starts to twist into a beautiful spiral.
And the meaning?
Consistency creates beauty. It's about how small, repeated actions in a relationship, the little things you do every day, can build into something truly beautiful over time.
I love that. Okay, what's our final knot?
The fifth one is the gathering knot. We'll call this one the peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Sounds like it comes at the end.
It often does. It's when you take a separate cord and wrap it tightly around a whole bundle of loose cords to secure them together. It represents unity and closure.
It takes all the chaos of the loose ends and brings them together.
It does. It says, we are in this together.
Wow. The handshake, the embrace, the attachment, the playful twist, and the peacemaker. It really is a whole philosophy.
It is. And intention is the key.
Now, you can't have this dance without partners. What about the materials? What are we working with?
You have to choose your companion wisely. The most popular, the fan favorite, is cotton cord.
And why cotton?
It's soft, it's natural, it's forgiving on your hands. And when you're done, it frays into those beautiful, soft fringes. It's the easygoing partner.
But what if you need something tougher?
Then you go for jute. It's rustic, earthy, really strong. It's great for holding heavy plants, but it's a bit rougher on the hands. It's got more of a stubborn personality.
And for outdoor pieces?
For that, you need a synthetic cord like polyester or nylon. It's durable, weather-resistant. It can handle the storms, you know?
Right. And you can also add things like beads.
Oh, yeah. Beads add personality. Wood for warmth, stone for a bit of weight and energy, glass for light.
I saw a great piece of advice in the notes, and it feels like it applies to life too. Always cut more cord than you think you need.
Always. It's much better to have too much than to come up short. Give yourself that extra room for mistakes and for growth.
That is such good advice. Now, I want to shift gears slightly.
Yeah.
We've talked about the art and the philosophy, but there's a huge mental health side to this.
Oh, absolutely. The therapy of nodding. It's so important.
But before we dive into that, I have a quick announcement for our community. We'd love to invite you all to join the almami.com WhatsApp community.
The name of the community is Devi the Curious.
I love that name. Devi the Curious. You can join just by scanning the QR code on the poster for this deep dive.
And it's a great place to be. You'll get updates on new content like this, blogs, tools, and even live workshops. It's a way to stay connected.
Definitely check that out.
Yeah.
So back to therapy. How does tying knots actually help our minds?
It's all about getting into what psychologists call a flow state.
A flow state. What does that feel like?
It's when your hands just know the movements. Loop, pull, tighten, over and over. And when your hands are busy like that, your mind, it just quiets down, it stops racing.
So it's very helpful for anxiety.
Tremendously. The repetitive motion is incredibly soothing. It's minimalist, but it's such efficient stress relief. You're just there with the cord.
And there's also the creative part. I mean, as humans, we have this need to create things, don't we?
We absolutely do. And there's such a confidence boost when you can hold a finished piece in your hands and say, I made this.
That's a powerful feeling.
It really is. It helps people work through grief, students calm their nerves before an exam, retirees find a new sense of purpose. It grounds you.
It's amazing. And it brings us right back to that core philosophy.
The idea of tying without breaking.
Right. We usually think of being tied in knots as a bad thing, as being stressed.
We do, but we need to reframe that. A knot isn't a prison, it's a promise. A good knot holds you without strangling you. It creates structure, but it can also be untied.
Whereas a bad knot is rushed, forced.
And that's the difference between a tangle and art. It's all about intention.
So if we apply this to our lives, the advice is what?
Know your knots. Understand the relationships you're creating. Mind your tension. Find that balance between too tight and too loose.
And respect the material.
Yes. Different people need different handling, just like different chords do. And finally, embrace the fray. Imperfection is part of the beauty.
Why do you think this matters so much right now?
I think macrame is a quiet rebellion. We live in this quick fix culture. We want everything now. But macrame demands patience. You can't rush it. And it's so accessible.
Anyone can do it.
Anyone. It doesn't discriminate. It just invites you to slow down and create something real.
This has been so inspiring. I'm looking at knots in a whole new way now.
That's the idea.
We are getting to the end of our time. I just want to remind everyone one last time that this story was brought to you by omeme.com. That's omeme.com. Please visit the site to read the whole story.
And don't forget to join the Devi the Curious WhatsApp community. Scan that QR code on the poster.
And please, post in the comment box. Let us know what topics you'd like to hear about next. We really do read your suggestions.
We absolutely do.
We will be back with more content like this, so please follow our podcast and stay tuned. Thank you so much for listening today.
But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought.
What's that?
You are already a macrame artist. Every relationship you nurture is a knot. The question is, are you making them beautiful? Are your knots binding? Or are they art?